Technology is everywhere. It's in our work, it's in our schools, and it's even in our homes. The most common piece of technology used today is a smartphone. With the touch of a button, the world is at your fingertips. Within seconds, you can communicate with people all around the globe. Let's think back to a time before cell phones and all this advanced technology was created. For a simple message to be delivered during olden times, it would take days, maybe even weeks to arrive. These messages could have been transported by letters, being spoken verbally, or even having the sender travel to the receiver. Luckily, with the technology we have today, this process is much easier for us. But I couldn't help but think, has this new technology changed us over time? Of course, with time there is change, and we adapt to our new modern age. But is this change negative? Our world has gained so much from technology, but what have we lost along the way? Although smartphones are a great way for people to connect, it has made us lose our physical connection to the world. Smartphones have ruined face-to-face interactions. Some generations are lucky and experience a time before smartphones, but for my generation, we were born into it. For my generation, college is a lot different with all this new technology from what it used to be. Of course, there's still the same sports, clubs, and of course, school parties. But in these social settings, it is very common for students to turn away and go to their phone to relieve this awkward tension. This type of situation is called social phobia. Smartphones are the new conversation killer. Today, I'm going to interview some of my other college friends and their intake on this topic. Sadly, due to the coronavirus, I will be conducting this through a phone call. Ironic, right? Okay. Hello?
Hey.
Hey, Livy. Okay, this is my friend Livy. She goes to Schoolcraft College. She's 19, and I was wondering if you could answer a couple questions for me.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so first question, do you have a smartphone, and what kind?
I do. I have an iPhone 8.
How much time do you spend on your phone a day?
Probably around 3-4 hours.
What do you spend more time doing? Talking on the phone or talking face-to-face?
Definitely face-to-face.
Why do you choose to talk face-to-face?
I like talking face-to-face because I feel like the conversation just flows more naturally, and I like being able to see the other person's reactions.
Majority of students would rather be on their phone to interact with people. Why do you think that is?
I feel like a lot of people in this generation are really shy, and they're more used to communicating with people through their phone, so they just use it as kind of like a safe escape.
And do you think smartphones have ruined face-to-face contact?
I feel like with some people it's kind of true because I feel like a lot of people have become more comfortable with communicating through social media or their phones so that they don't really know how to interact with an actual person and have a conversation flow normally without being shy.
I think that's all the questions we have for today. So thank you for your time, and it's really appreciated. All right, bye.
Hi, my name's Sienna. I'm from University of Michigan, and I'm in the College of Engineering. I'm a junior.
Do you have a smartphone? And if you do, what kind?
I do have a smartphone. I have an iPhone 11 Pro.
So on average, how much time do you think you spend on your phone?
A day. It kind of depends on what kind of schedule I'm going off of. During school, I would say that I definitely use my phone at least 6 hours a day. So a lot. And then on my free time, I use it 8 hours a day.
Do you spend more time talking on the phone or talking more in person, and why?
Talking on the phone, phone calls, FaceTimes, or over text message?
Both.
That's a hard question because you pretty much spend all day talking to other people. But I would say since I've started university, people don't really talk in lectures and they don't talk in their classes unless it's a discussion. So I would say it's almost more likely I spend more time on my phone talking to people.
So a majority of students would rather spend time on their phone than interacting with people around them. Why do you think that is?
I mean, it has a lot to do with the person, I think, but a big part of that is that you don't have to go through that sort of like awkward process of like talking to people that you don't know. And you think, I already have like all my friends and I have everything I need on my phone. So why do I need to build these connections in person? So it does limit a lot of the connections, but I would say that people don't want to almost go through the effort of doing that. And phones are really addictive. Like, it's right there, and you have all this stuff that you could use. So it's just uh, almost kind of natural, I think.
Do you believe that smartphones have ruined face-to-face contact?
I wouldn't say that they ruined it, but I would say that they've definitely, at least for the younger generations, and even for some of, like, you'll see boomers, like, on their phones, like, talking to each other, but for the younger generations, we still talk to each other a lot, but it's usually at, like, social gatherings that we figure out how to get to through our phones. So everything is done through our phones pretty much at this point. And in person, we're always on our phones. When we talk to each other, we're always on our phones. And it's kind of like building friendships way different from they would have definitely 20 years ago.
Do you think your smartphone has affected you personally?
So my personal experience with communication, I didn't get a phone until like relatively late, because most people these days, like, their kids are getting phones like 4th, 5th grade. And I think I got mine like the end of 6th grade, which is still really early. But I think that I did, like, I know how to talk to people in person, but it's definitely like very convenient when there's like an uncomfortable situation to just go on your phone because you don't have to deal with it anymore. And I feel like that's like a lot of people with anxiety and social anxiety really have this easy way out in that sense. And it's not even like socially inappropriate to do that because everybody's doing it. You go on any public transport, everybody's on their phone. Even like with people who are friends in person, they're on their phones together, even families.
Once you start using your phone, it's hard to put it down. It's an easy way to escape awkward tension, and almost everyone does it without realizing it. We've become so lost and engaged in technology, we don't see the ball and chain that is forming to our phone.
It's kind of addicting.
Every time we use our phones instead of interacting with people next to us, we are building a stronger bond to technology rather than we do to a person. Instead of communicating with people physically, we become captivated by our phones, and we forget about the world around us. If we don't put our phones down once in a while, we can miss the beautiful moments life has to offer. We live in a world where everyone is so connected, but we can't seem to interact with each other unless it's through a screen. Our world is the most advanced it has ever been, but how come we can't just face each other and talk?